Monday, July 20th, 2020. Good afternoon from Europe. Good morning, good evening, guys, wherever you are. Piotr here is live Forex Global YouTube channel. 5 minutes left to the US cash open, and of course we are going to monitor the first 5-minute trading range when it comes to the Nasdaq. We are going to check what is going on, if you can create any kind of the trading plan, but also we are going to check the cable. We are going to check the dollar yen. When it comes to the euro dollar, I strongly encourage you to visit archive section and to check my recording with Michał yesterday, pre-market open. There is a little bit of the discussion when it comes to the euro dollar. Of course, right here, right now, market is waiting for the outcome from the EU summit, right? If it's going to be extended for the next 8 hours, that's gonna be the longest EU summit, right? Of course, when you don't know what is going on, it's all about the money, right? Anyone is trying to get something out of that. Of course, the thing is, there is a very, very thin line when it comes to the grants or loans. That's the thing. Anyway, euro is losing a little bit of the ground, and we are going to discuss it via euro pound, for example, right here. So strong previous week, okay, we moved higher, then we are going to have right now the pullback. Now I'm pretty sure this latest weakness over here is going to play out, so I'm going to make a little bit of the changes when it comes to the line. I'm going to lower that line. I'm going to move higher a little bit of that line, and I'm gonna to place for guys fib, and we are talking about 50. We are talking about the 50% of that particular range, and we are approaching this right here, right now. Okay, so let's put the green line on that 50, okay, mid zone, and we should be good to go. Let's switch lower in that case. Also, I have some lines. As you can see, the green is in correlation with the purple, meaning that we have confluence when it comes to the daily and intraday, and that's what we have, the latest consolidation ahead of this huge rally. So I do expect some kind of the demand here, guys, all right, and I'm gonna to look for the buying opportunity. Of course, as usual, the main question is either we are going to hit some stops or we are going to work with this particular zone. So I'm going to try to eventually to scale in, right? What I'm talking about here is going a little bit lower, all right, and I'm going to try to buy, as discussed, around 90.35, 90.30, all right, but then also I'm going to watch eventually what is going to happen lower towards 90.25, 90.20 with the quick reversal. So the first one is gonna be the normal buying opportunity based on the possible demand, right? But then I'm going to look for stop count compared to this low, all right? Quick recovery, maybe retest and continuation higher. So that's how I see the things when it comes to the euro pound. Of course, the one thing is uncertainty related to the euro rescue fund and what is going on right now with the EU summit. The second thing when it comes to why the pound is stronger is, of course, the thing related to the indices, right? We've seen still quite positive developments, hope related to the vaccine. Plenty of good things going on. And the pound is reacting as the risk of currency. We were discussing this some time ago, right? So when it comes to the pound, what do I think might happen, and that's what I'm gonna to look for, is this over under, right? So the low, the stop count, rally, retest, okay, and think that the size of this rally we are going to get here, meaning these stops above 2670 might be targeted, right? these stops might be targeted. That's the point number one. That's the core scenario for me. But also I'm gonna to look for very carefully around this high 26.45, 26.55. All right, there's a move above previous week open and retest, attempt to continuation. Well, that's the first supply. So overall between 26.45, 26.75, that's the supply zone, and that's what I'm looking for when it comes to the pound supply. When it comes to the buying opportunity eventually, I think that 50% of that broken zone here, right, 50%, so the levels close to 125 50, 125 20, that's what the buyers may look for. So that's all about the pound here. Let's switch to the Nasdaq. Let's have a look what we have when it comes to the trading range of the first 5 minutes after the open. We are trading inside the Thursday range, right? I'm gonna to monitor it very closely. Okay, right here and here, and let's switch to the 1 minute chart, and we have the open. So we are going to check if there is an opportunity for us, something we usually do. All right, so we're ready to go. For now, what we have for now, how wide it is? Well, it's just 29 points, nothing extraordinary for now. In the meantime, I'm going to check if there are any informations related to the EU summit. EU leader meeting on stimulus delayed to 5 p.m. my time, so it's delayed by another 1.5 hours from now, by 90 minutes from now. So we have to calculate wherever you are, guys. Well, they have good parity. The taxpayers are paying, so in case the taxpayer are not able to pay in the future, they can always print something for themselves. There's not a problem at all. That's how I see the things. Of course, a little bit of the irony here. Anyway, so it might be, as long as we are not gonna get the news, it might be the hope trading here, right? Of course, as I mentioned, it's also when it comes to the indices, the vaccine thing playing out here, right? The hope as well, we will see. Anyway, 1 minute, 10 seconds left. We are trying to get back below cash open, so weekly cash open as well. That's gonna be important level. But the range is, well, the range is a little bit too narrow for me. What we have? We have overnight weakness here, so that's the possible demand. And to be honest with you, taking into the consideration current range, if we are about to break that one, so we might look for that levels here, unless we are going to go lower, right? To the upside, the stop count above this Thursday high, as discussed, that we are still inside the Thursday range. So looks like we are going to get the first 5 minute upper shadow. Looks like dodgy. Whoa, Algo were able to close it positive, right? Look, first 5 minutes positive. Bastards. Anyway, so for now, when it comes to the Nasdaq, the overnight weakness, as I mentioned, that's where possible demand is. All right, and possible supply. This stops above Thursday range here and here, right? So we are talking about the 10,710 and then 10,770 again, all right? So that's how the Nasdaq looks like. Well, there is an optimism when it comes to the indices, but the yen crosses looks a little bit different, okay? And that's what we have when it comes to the dollar yen. I've been quite okay. If you remember previous week, we were trading long dollar yen on the last line in the defense. By the way, you can check my activity. The link is in the description below, all right? I'm playing or trading 3-4 different strategies on one account, so it might be not completely clear, but if you have a question, don't hesitate and ask the questions. Again, everything is fine when it comes to the indices, but the dollar yen again cannot cross 107.50, and most of them or the whole previous week we spent below that levels, right? So that's quite significant development, and looks like there is a yen demand going on the market. So think that very similar to what we are trading previous week, it might be in play this week, right? So this weakness down towards 106.80, for example. For now, we are trying to hold this spike high low. All right, we've seen the spike, but to be honest with you, well, that's related to the weekly open, plenty of stops below 107, so I think that if anything, the previous week open might be tested here on the dollar yen. So trying to summarize the things, market is awaiting, in my opinion, the outcome from the that's stronger than what I thought. Trying to hold this demand. All right, so let's get back to the higher time frame. Let's have a look. Previous week supply. Where was a previous week supply? Here. So we are not gonna take the stops. Strange. All right, depends on where we are going to get the close. If the close is gonna be, if the close of that particular 30-minute chart is going to be, let's say, below 10,620, okay, if we are going to close below that zone, okay, we might retest levels close to 10,600, right? But I would say that if that's going to happen, we are going to try to look for stops here below 10,500. All right, so it's worth to watch, because well, that's something, to be honest with you, I didn't expect, especially at the very beginning of the session. Well, we will see, but that's of course also, if you are a buyer, that's some of your levels to try to jump in and try to trade. Okay, so anyway, looking for the developments. So market is waiting for a EU summit outcome. That's the first thing, number one. Euro is weakening and we were checking euro pound, right? We are approaching very significant levels, so that might be opportunity to try to go long, as discussed second ago. We were discussing the cable which approaching the first stop zone, and again above 2670, another one, the core one as discussed, and the dollar yen. Well, there is a problem to try to move higher above 107.50. Just a reminder, we spent whole week, previous week below. If we are going to be able to get above and close and hold, that's gonna be significant development. We are going to get back to the dollar overall with the next update, as dollar, when it comes to the index DXY, is fighting at the very long term rising trend line, but that's for another update. For now, when it comes to the intraday update, intraday trading plan, that's it from me, guys. It was my pleasure to start the week with you. Don't be trapped, and see you around. Take care and goodbye.